Yes.
Okay. Hello. You said the magic word about being drunk because I've been going through a thing for a long time in my life about drinking alcohol. I was raised in a religion that says alcohol is bad and naughty and shouldn't do it. And
Jerry noticed that when he was in show business that the majority of the strippers had ministers for parents.
And I have known.
It's sort of the backlash syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah.
The more you are told what you should not do, the more you sort of decide that you will do what you want, and you end up doing the very thing that you were determined or someone else determined that you should not do. Interesting.
Yes.
It's that sort of that pushing against thing. The more you push against what you do not want, the more of it comes into your experience.
And I see that so clearly, and yet I have developed a physical problem based on alcohol. Though I just even have like wine, I get a pain in my side. And I know that
sort of like the universe is punishing you for your bad decision?
Well, I'm punishing me for my choice. And I know that I've had wonderful times when I've been drinking with great friends. And I know that it opened up a whole world of friendships. And I do.
So we're going to have an anti-Alcoholics Anonymous meeting here. We're going to talk you into drinking here.
No. I know that I don't have that compulsion thing going. It's just to be able to relax with friends and not to make them feel uncomfortable. If we're in a situation where I'd be the only one who isn't drinking, others feel,
like Esther.
Oh, makes others feel uncomfortable. But I should concentrate.
So what? Why would anyone feel uncomfortable if you don't drink? Are you boring?
No. No, I can get a contact tie, I can let loose myself.
In other words, all that drinking does is enhance in subtle stages of it. In other words, anything in excess is a different conversation. But alcohol, as you say, does relax you, and it can make getting into the vortex easier. And so you can tune into your clarity and your fun and your humor and your timing, and you're distracted from your inhibitions. You're distracted from the things that worry you. In other words, that's what one of the reasons that people have been drawn to it from the beginning, that they do feel more relaxed and looser and less resistant. But you don't have to drink to get into the vortex. And so if you could say to yourself, in other words, let's say that you, for whatever reason, your body is rejecting the alcoholic substances. So rather than fighting it or even trying to figure out why, you could as easily say, well, their drinking puts them in the vortex. I don't have to drink to get into the vortex. And no one's more fun than Esther. And Esther doesn't drink at all, you see. And we're not saying that she has the right formula. We're just saying that you don't have to drink. And really, we don't want you to feel like you need to offer any behavior in order to keep other people feeling good. That's really a red flag statement, that I feel like I should drink so that this person who is drinking doesn't feel uncomfortable.
They're responsible for their reactions or their real lives, and I'm responsible.
They are. And if you get into a position, and a lot of you have already gotten yourself there, and we'd like to help you get out of it. If you get into a position where you care about what others are thinking about you, you're having a hard time. Because they're not stable. And a lot of them aren't in the vortex. And a lot of them are critical of everything they see. And when they see you, they're critical of it too. So if you've decided to make them like you, you're busy.
Yes. Yeah. And I'd even make myself sort of sick so that they'll like me. And isn't that ridiculous to do that? So it's just to concentrate, like you're saying, to concentrate on being in the vortex, to keep my attention there and keep my attention off of this whole subject. And I can dream up all sorts of statistics about drunk drivers and all that kind of stuff.
But that's just ridiculous
stuff.
Rationalization and justification, isn't it? In other words, that's sort of outside the vortex, moving the parts around. You say to yourself, well, drinking that makes me not feel good, and yet I'm uncomfortable if I don't drink, so I can't win, because if I drink, I'm sick, and if I don't drink, then I feel awkward, so I can't win in this situation. So what you've been doing is giving up your good feeling for them, and that's what this unfolding is about for you. In other words, it really doesn't have as much to do with the alcohol. It is our expectation that once you resolve this, it won't bother you so much. But what a wonderful thing it is to be in a situation, we just sort of talked about it earlier, where you're actually putting yourself in a position where, let's see, I can make myself not feel good, or I can make them feel uncomfortable. And we say those are horrible options, sort of like blame or guilt option that we were offering earlier. So a path of least resistance for you to get into your vortex could be, well, when they drink, they're looser, because it sort of softens their resistance and gets them closer to the vortex. I don't have to drink in order to do that. But you don't want to talk to them about it, because if you shine a spotlight on it, then you'll get all that, and you'll get all their commentary on it, and that's what makes you then try to justify. In other words, it's like you feel guilty about pleasing yourself. Isn't that interesting? And what we'd rather have you do is sit down and not have a drink, and somebody mock you for not having a drink, and have you say, you're an alcoholic. I don't want to be like you. We're just kidding, and we would want you to be just kidding too. But
well, to lighten up about it. I should lighten up about it.
You see, what's bothering you is that you know you're not an alcoholic, and so you don't have that legitimate excuse. But this is a big issue. You've got want to please others-itis. And that's what's making you sick, because you've let society train you into pleasing them instead of coming into alignment with who you really are.
Thank you. And when I have been in that place, in the vortex, the feeling is so incredible. It is so far beyond anything. Beyond.
And once in the vortex, all your relationships are enhanced, and you can have a drink if you want to, but it's not necessary to. In other words, make drinking a non-issue. We would like you to take money out of the equation, take alcohol out of the equation. We would like you to take politics out of the equation. We think that you would feel a lot better if you would take religion out of the equation. In other words, all these big resistant things, just take them out of the equation. You are more vibrational matches to everybody on the planet than you have any idea. And the source within you loves every single one of them. And when you find a way to stop pushing against any of them for any reason, that's when you're going to have that high that now you have to get high to have.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good job to work on, something to
be easy about it. So here, let us give you some soothing words. If we were standing in your physical shoes, these are the words we would say. I'm doing just fine, and I'm figuring this out as I go. And it's really fun to think. And I've always been a contemplator, and I really am interested in what others think, and I like assimilating data, and I like coming to conclusions, and I like finding what feels like the best conclusion, and I am really interested in what other people have to say. And I've never been a loner. I've always been a gregarious, co-creative person, and I really like collecting the data from situations and others. And I like knowing that I've created a vortex of attraction. And I like focusing on it even more than the other. And I'm enjoying now finding my harmony and my alignment with my source. And I'm starting to enjoy feeling the power of that. I'm really enjoying orchestrating outside the vortex less, because it's impossible, and nobody's ever been good at it, and I'm not good at it, and I'm ready to give that up. And doing the only thing that I can do, which is directing my thought and then watching the universal forces orchestrate things. I'm ready to let go of this big load I've been carrying around about trying to get everything all smoothed out for everybody. I'm ready to start letting the laws of the universe do its thing while I just get in the vortex. I'm letting go of all of that, and I'm just getting in the vortex. And I'm pretty good at it. I'm getting better at it every day. So then you think about going out with someone, and you think about not drinking, and you start getting uptight about it, and then you think, I don't have to do anything about that. I don't have to do anything about that. I can just let that go. They can like it or lump it. I don't care. I don't care. I'm letting that go. I'm not. That's one of the easy things in the world to let go. I'm really, really thirsty tonight, and when you're really, really thirsty, you want a really, really big bottle of water. You don't want a little tiny shot of something. I'm really, really thirsty. I want a big bottle of water. I want to hydrate my body. I want to feel good. I don't have to explain anything to anybody. Just don't feel like it. Why are you doing that? 'Cause you knew that when you were 2. How'd you forget that? Good time for a segment of refreshment.